Moving on to the NFL, and there's been a lot of news going on in the NFL.
Man,
now, our old friend,
my fantasy team took it on the chin.
pop, pop, bam, ooh.
Now, explain
Dubs Warriors.
from anyone who knows anything about fantasy. You think if you scored the second most points in the whole entire league, you think you might be something? No. I'm in third.
Well,
I'm in third place on my side, and I go up against this charming gentleman, and not one, but two of my starting tailbacks are out. Adrian Peterson blew up his ankle, and Fred Jackson blew up his leg. So my team's done. It's been fun.
Yeah, George, I will say this. Of all the teams in our league, and people will think it's crazy because we have one guy that's only lost one game.
And he should have lost the second one to me, but Gronkowski decided to catch everything.
Yeah, I thought, okay, George is the person I don't want to go up against because he does have a stacked team, but it quickly fell apart. And probably got you out of the playoffs. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to just let you guys know. I have Drew Brees. That's all I need to say. Because this motherfucker, I was so obviously you saw how many fantasy points he put up. It was ridiculous. I was 40 points almost behind in my other league, and I won. I know that guy. Oh, I know who it is. It's Nathan Hell. Oh, hey, Nathan, what's coming? You're coming for your gold? Well, you weren't coming for your gold because I took that shit and I hit it and went to the pawn shop, shorty, and sold that shit. Pay.
Anyway, you can tell Drew Brees and Kevin are like this. Now, let's talk about someone who finally admitted he did something wrong about 2 days later.
Before I said this, our old friend Alex Ewing? Mm-hmm. He texts me. He goes, I bet, what's the over-under on how many times this tagline is used? Suh-spended. I thought that was so good. I'm like going, we said we had an over-under of 15. How many times you would see Suh-spended? I didn't see it one time. He needs to write for ESPN. Sure, that is a good tagline.
That's actually a good one.
Suh-spended.
Ndamukong Suh came out Friday and actually apologized. Unfortunately, he did it on his Facebook, which, I mean,
that's lovely.
Yeah, and to me, I told Kevin, if I was Detroit, as soon as he got ejected from the game, our PR person would have walked right down to Ndamukong Suh and be like, we're going to handle this one of two ways. Mm-hmm. Either you read this statement or you don't talk to the media. Those would have been my two options. Mm-hmm. And he didn't choose either one. He sat there and said everything that I didn't do it. I was getting up. The wind blew wrong. So-and-so did it. The cheerleader didn't dance right, blah, blah, blah.
That ball's deliverous.
Took him 48 hours to decide, yeah, maybe I screwed up.
He is, when I look at Suh, I just look at someone who is so emotional. That's a big emotional motherfucker, man.
Yeah, that's too damn big.
Yeah, he's too big and has all that bottled up emotion, and he does something and he's like a kid. He's like, fuck. It's like you get busted with your hand in the cookie jar. I didn't steal the cookie. I just saw you with your hand in the jar. And it's like Suh just comes up with the most bizarre shit trying to backpedal out of shit. You know what? You were frustrated. You were mad. You guys wanted to go in and fucking show the Packers that they can't go undefeated. You wanted to be the team to beat it, and shit was not going your way. And you got frustrated and stomped a motherfucker out on national TV. Everybody saw it.
Yep. And then you know what I saw the next morning? Ndamukong Suh peddling Subway. And I'm thinking, somebody came to this man and said, your endorsement deals will slowly be going away if you keep acting like that. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to tell you what, you are not going to play in the NFL forever. No. You might want to use that big smile you have and your I don't know, dude. He's got to improve his image and quickly. Oh. You can still be ferocious and a monster on the field, but you need to dial that shit down to one notch.
You can do a lot of things with a ferocious image and be a good guy. Look at Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis came in the league, stabbing motherfuckers supposedly.
You know what Ndamukong Suh needs to do? Go on Saturday Night Live. Mm-hmm. Go on Saturday Night Live and go make fun of yourself and give everyone an opportunity to see a different side of you.
Or go to Ronald McDonald House.
Now, Jack Del Rio got shit canned.
Yeah, he's gone.
Delhomme got picked up by the Texans.
Yes.
Because Matt Leinart comes out, moves him right down the field, and then busts up his collarbone. I felt bad for him. And I normally don't feel bad for anyone from the USC, but I felt bad for Leinart. Been sitting on the bench for 2 years. Comes out, looks good, looks sharp.
Yeah, and not only feeling bad for Matt Leinart, I feel bad for the Houston Texans.
Not I said the cat.
I do. I don't. I really would like to see them go in the AFC. They've never
still
been
got
to
a shot.
Yeah, they still do. I mean, they'll get to the playoffs. This will be their first year in the playoffs.
Well, the Colts are 0-11. That's been their nemesis.
Well, yeah, the Colts are gone. The Jacksonville's pretty much gone, and so is Del Rio. And then you got the Titans. But no one's going to win the division, probably except the Texans. The problem is once they get their first playoff game, how good are they going to be?
Good luck.
But if they had Andre Johnson, if they had Shop, I mean, they would be the favorite in the AFC right now.
Could be.
Because the Ravens, the Steelers, well, Brady's been looking pretty sharp lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been looking pretty sharp. But their defense is still suspect.
Let me tell you right now, here's what happened. That 1 week when Patriots came out and they showed you how to take away Wes Welker, I'm telling you right now, that little hobbit is the best coach, hands down, in the NFL.
He is the best
I don't
coach
care.
in the NFL, right.
You can't convince me otherwise because that man makes adjustments better than the last 2 weeks. Patriots come out, they looked untouchable.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, all right, cool. You want to take away Wes Welker? Here's Rod Gronkowski. Here's a guy you've never heard of. Here's another guy. Oh, and by the way, our ball boy, he's 6'6" and runs a 4.2 40. He's getting in next. Yeah. I mean, they pull players out of everywhere.
If you're talking about on the AFC side, nobody's going to put up points faster than the Patriots. If they can keep their defense, they look like the old Colts when they were doing it, going to the Super Bowl. Now, which makes me think of something on the NFC side. Everybody has been on this thing like the Packers. But let me tell you something. After last night and the last couple of days, I'm going to tell you what. If the Packers and the Saints meet in the NFC Championship, okay, because the Packers defense does give up points, it could be a fucking shootout.
Here's my
the last person with the ball wins.
Only problem with that idea is if they do meet, it'll be in Green Bay.
It'll be cold as balls.
And this ain't inside.
Yeah.
And the Saints will get to play indoors through the playoffs all the way up to the point where they have to go outside and play the Packers. And if y'all think that doesn't make a damn difference, bullshit.
Yeah,
inside that dome is probably 75, 80 degrees. Up in Lambeau, it will be 20.
The thing that makes a big difference is just the dome, period. I mean, even if they have to play a team outside, it would be, it would be. But you got a good point.
I think it will be the Saints versus the Packers right now. But my problem with the Saints is they can be very, very inconsistent from week to week. I mean, it seems like right now they are turning it on when they need to, and that's great because you're going to need it. Because if you have to play Green Bay, you can't.
I will say this, and I'll go out on a limb and say this right now. I think the Saints have a better.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Last time you said, I'm going to come out and say something. Y'all hit it head first. What had happened? What had happened?
Yeah, that didn't go too well. Sorry. For my prediction,
you got to listen. You got to.
Suh-spended didn't fuck it up. No, I'm just joking.
It was over. Smushed.
But I will say this: who was my fantasy player? What's the first thing I told you?
I don't know.
Kevin.
Oh, whatever. The running back for Detroit, Kevin Smith, Kevin Jones,
right?
Kevin
he
Williams.
was doing when they had. When he was in the ball game, they had a good tempo going. Now, obviously, it was the first quarter. I know that, everybody. So, shh. But they did look good. They had a lot of confidence. They were going down the field, and they were controlling the tempo of the game. That boy got hurt, and shit went fucking south.
He said it, not me.
I said boy.
Anyway.
I just don't know, man. I think
NFC shit looks weak with the exception of two teams. AFC, I'm going to tell you right now, no one wants to play the Ravens because the Ravens seem to, I mean, again, that's another team that's up and down, up and down. Who wants to play Denver right now? Does anyone really want to play Denver? I don't give a damn how bad Tebow is at quarterback. The Bama's 5-1, 6-1.
I've already said it. I know I'm going to get some shit, but the higher power is a Denver Bronco fan. You know what I'm saying?
Wearing orange and blue, shorty.
People are saying, well, you got to give John Fox his coaching. What about the defense? I'm like, John Fox was coaching that motherfucker's career. He was coaching that squad at the beginning of the season.
And I'm going to tell you, Denver's defense is crazy. I mean, their defense is stacked with Dumerville and Dawkins, and they're nasty.
They are.
Von Miller.
There's a lot to be said that when someone has so much fucking willpower, it kind of becomes contagious.
It is. Dude, those guys jump around, and they're so excited for Tebow.
Yeah.
And they figure if Tebow has the ball with 2 minutes left, somehow he gets the ball down the field, and I don't know.
Right.
They won in overtime. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, Oakland's starting to come around.
Oakland looks good. Carson Palmer's getting used to the system. That's the thing.
And a good Oakland team is good for the NFL.
Yeah, it really is a good. You know what's funny? I mean, Oakland is fucking creeping up. I mean, they're 7-4, right?
Yeah, they got a shot because San Diego couldn't play their way out of a paper bag. Fuck you, Phillip Rivers.
Al Davis goes straight. Just don't
dude,
give a
I
fuck.
can't. What is wrong with you? I sat here many years before and said I would never draft Phillip Rivers. Everyone's like, I draft him. And you know what? I've watched other people draft
George,
him, and he does great.
Told you,
I draft him. He couldn't play his way into or out of this house.
I told you to sit that Bama this week. And
Yeah,
look,
and you know what? He still scored. He still scored more.
George just, hey man, you might. George,
But he
Kevin,
did-
what'd you think? I said, look man, just might as well play. Who was your backup?
Carson Palmer. But
said,
you know
play
what?
that
He
Bama.
scored one more point than Carson Palmer. But you know who outscored both of them combined? Curtis Painter.
And
Curtis Painter went for 31, and they're benching him in
Right.
Indy. That doesn't make any sense.
And firing the D coordinator. Wow, Witchmagic's panicking. Who's the brother who's coaching that team?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know who he is.
Anyway.
Anyway, moving on to the NHL. And speaking of people that's fired,
Bye-bye, Boudreau.
Boudreau is
I'm
bye.
going to tell you what happened. For all you people out there who've had the same boss for more than 3 years, you just get tired.
Of his
You just get tired of their voice. You get tired of their mantra. You get tired of their ideas. Because more than likely, things don't change a lot. So I'm going to tell you what. They started looking at Boudreau and be like, we've heard the same horse shit for the last 5 years. We've got knocked out of the playoff. We have never made it past, the second round?
They just, it's
just time for change. And
you know what? He's the North Turner of fucking.
And bye-bye, North, by the way. See
Yeah,
you
he's
bye.
going next, too.
Oh, and while I can step back to the NFL real quick, let me explain something to a certain undersized, underperforming, should not get a contract back, number 10 for Deshaun Jackson. You killed your team. And you killed my fantasy team. That's why I'm a little butthurt about it, because you dropped 2 touchdown passes, and this man wants another contract? Why?
George is upset.
No one's kicking you the ball.
No one's kicking it to
shit.
him.
You're not catching the ball.
Preach, brother.
Hashtag see you bye.
I know. He texted me that shit. Hashtag see you bye. That was some good shit, Jordy.
I'm sick.
Not for you, Deshaun. Anyway,
back to NHL.
NHL.
Cap's got a new coach, ex-player.
Dale Hunter. I'm going to tell you what. If any of these guys get out with Dale Hunter, he might knock their fucking teeth out because he's a no shit kind of guy. He's tough. What was those stats on Dale Hunter?
Dale Hunter's the oney player in history of
NHL history.
It's either 1,000 goals or 1,000 points and 3,000 plus penalty minutes.
He doesn't give a shit.
No. Honey Badger don't give a shit.
Neither does Dale Hunter.
And the Honey Badger.
Huh?
And the Honey Badger did in this past weekend, by the way.
Yeah,
but we already talked about that.
Now, NCAA football, it's not much to discuss. We're going to kind of wrap it up really quick.
How about we talk about NCAA sports real quick? The other kid toucher up there in Syracuse, you got fired.
That's what it was.
Penn State, you need to take it.
I just don't understand. Why don't just Bernie Fine and Jerry Sandusky just get together and
start another foundation?
No, just get their dirty on, man.
What, with each other?
Them 2 dirty motherfuckers, man. Them 2 Bamas. Just put them in a room and.
But they don't like men. They like boys. That was the thing. It's not an attraction for men. It's an attraction for a child. That's their problem. This man was feeling up a ball boy from the time he was 7 to 27. Let me tell you right now, at the time I turned 27 and you touch me, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah, what's up with the ball boy?
What's with the punk-ass people that continue, what, you think, oh, they have power over you. They won't. What? Let me tell you right now, all you people from the Second Mile Foundation, what the fuck did you have to lose? What did you have to lose? You're in the foundation because you're fucked up to begin with.
Right.
Beat his old ass.
They should have fucking went on him. This Bernie Fine situation, which brings me to the next question. Okay, what do you think is going to happen with Boeheim?
The chancellor at Syracuse said he's our coach and we're behind him. And you know what?
Because the program was complete, utter horseshit before he arrived. And let me tell you something.
Right now, it's on the verge of being horseshit because they ain't been good since
and
Melo came.
He's doing the same thing Paterno was saying. He's like this. He goes, well, I'm focusing on basketball. That's great.
Good luck. Because the whole entire season, they're going to be asking you about this dude. So
now, there was no cover up there, so it's a completely different situation. But let me tell you something.
Unfortunately, the Tar Heels lost to UNLV. Go ahead.
The Tar Heels lost to UNLV.
But they get to play #1 Kentucky, and I hope they run them out of the building.
It ain't happening, bitch.
Really? What do you want to put on it?
What do you want to put on it?
I bet the Tar Heels. I bet the Tar Heels work Kentucky.
The Tar babies ain't working nobody.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you. That's what George told me earlier. Every black man in America, this is his address. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. You want to put it on right here on Uncut Sports Show. I'm going with the Kentucky Wildcats. George is going with his fucking Tar Heels.
And if the Tar Heels win, I'm gonna find you a Tar Heel shirt and you got to wear it.
Okay, deal.
I'm sick.
Oh yeah, just elbow short. All right, we're out, man.
That's a long show.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of stuff we got to talk about MMA, women's MMA, actually, man. Right here.
That's the next part.
Yeah.